This car's stolen. No way a black man like you can afford this. Officer Derek Sullivan stands at the window. Peachtree Street, Atlanta. Saturday afternoon. Daniel Lewis, a black man in a Mercedes, keeps his hands visible. Officer, I own this car. I'm a federal agent. May I show you my credentials? Sullivan snatches the badge case from Daniel's hand, flips it open. The gold shield gleams. His eyes lock on the words, Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Daniel watches it happen. Sullivan's face drains, white, then gray. Complete recognition. This is an FBI agent, the unit that investigates corrupt cops. 3 seconds of silence. Then Sullivan makes his choice. Turn around, hands behind your back. The handcuffs click shut, metal biting skin. He saw Special Agent. His face went white, and he cuffed a federal agent anyway. 90 minutes later, 8 officers indicted, 340,000 in fraud exposed. This is that story. 45 minutes earlier, Daniel Lewis is just a son driving home to see his mother. The Mercedes S-Class hums smooth on I-85 South. June afternoon sun angles through the windshield. Atlanta sprawls ahead, green and glass and heat shimmer. The speakers play Coltrane, Blue Train, the saxophone lazy and cool. Daniel's window is cracked. Summer air carries that particular Georgia smell, pine and asphalt and approaching storms. His phone rings through the car speakers. Mama. He smiles before he answers. Baby, you driving safe? Always, Mama. His voice is warm, easy. This is home. Be there in 20 minutes. I got your favorite. Peach cobbler, still warm. You didn't have to do that. Hush. You drove 4 hours. I can make cobbler. She pauses. You been working too hard? Daniel thinks about the case files on his passenger seat. 218 cases of police misconduct under investigation. Atlanta Metro PD is number 46 on that list. But Mama doesn't need those details. Not today. I'm good, Mama. Taking the weekend off. Just you and me. Good. You need rest. You sound tired. He's not tired. He's focused. 7 years with the FBI Public Corruption Unit teaches you corruption doesn't rest. But his mother worries enough. I'll be there soon. Love you. Love you too, baby. Drive careful. The call ends. Daniel takes the Buckhead exit. The neighborhood changes immediately. Manicured lawns. Historic mansions set back from tree-lined streets. Old money. New money. The kind of money that builds gates and hires security and sometimes calls the police when someone doesn't belong. Daniel knows these streets. He's studied them. Complaint reports cluster here like a pattern on a map. Traffic stops. Vehicle searches. Detentions that last too long. The demographics tell their own story. 78% of stops involve people of color. 78% in a neighborhood that's 42% people of color. Statistics don't lie. They whisper. A memory surfaces. Daniel is 10 years old, sitting in the back seat of his father's patrol car. His dad is a cop, 22 years on the force. His father's voice, Son, if you ever get pulled over, and you will, keep your hands where they can see them. Always. Answer clearly. Don't argue. Stay alive first. Prove your point later. Daniel hadn't understood then. He understands now. He stops at a red light. Peachtree and Lenox. The intersection sits in the heart of Buckhead. A Starbucks on one corner, Chase Bank on another, CVS across the street. People walking, shopping, living their Saturday. Daniel checks the time. 3:18 p.m. Right on schedule. In his rear-view mirror, blue and red lights flash. Not sirens. Just the silent pulse of a traffic stop. Daniel's shoulders tense for half a second. Then training takes over. He knows this script. He's read it in 218 case files. He's investigated it across 6 police departments. Today, he's about to live it. He signals right, pulls to the curb, engine off, hands on the steering wheel. 10 and 2. Visible, clear, compliant. The coal train fades to silence. The air conditioning ticks down. Outside, Atlanta's Saturday afternoon continues, unaware. Daniel looks in his side mirror. The officer approaches. White male, late 20s, military haircut, hand resting near his weapon. Standard tactical approach for a routine stop. But this isn't routine. Not for Daniel. And in 3 minutes, not for Officer Derek Sullivan either. The knock on the window is sharp. Authoritative. 3 hard raps. Daniel presses the button. The window descends. Hot air rushes in. License, registration, proof of insurance, now. Not hello, not good afternoon, not, do you know why I stopped you? Just demands. Daniel's hands don't leave the steering wheel. Officer, may I ask why you stopped me? Just give me your documents. Daniel's voice stays level, calm. I'm reaching for my glove compartment now, moving slowly. He narrates each motion, opens the glove box, retrieves the registration, the insurance card, his license from his wallet. Every movement deliberate, visible. Sullivan takes the documents, steps back. Radio crackles. Running a 1028, Georgia plate, Echo Lima 7326. The radio responds. 30 seconds of static. Then, comes back clean, registered to Daniel Lewis. No wants, no warrants. Sullivan's jaw tightens. He walks back to the window. This your car? Yes, sir. How'd you afford a car like this? The question hangs. Daniel knows this question. He's read it in complaint after complaint. Different words, same meaning. Officer, I don't have to answer that. Am I free to go? Step out of the vehicle. Sullivan's hand moves to his weapon. Not drawing, just resting. A reminder. Am I being detained? What's the reason for the stop? I'm not asking again. Daniel unbuckles, opens the door, steps out. Slowly. Every movement broadcast. His hands never leave Sullivan's line of sight. I'm reaching for my credentials. Inside my jacket. Federal identification. Hands where I can see them! Daniel freezes. Hands rise, shoulder height, open palms. Officer, I'm a federal agent. My badge and ID are in my inside jacket pocket. I need to show you. Don't move! Sullivan steps forward, reaches into Daniel's jacket himself, pulls out the black leather case. The gold badge catches the afternoon sun. This is the moment. Sullivan flips the case open. His eyes lock on the words engraved below the badge, below the gold shield, below the eagle. Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation Badge, JTF 22856. Daniel watches Sullivan's face drain of color, watches the blood leave his cheeks, white, then gray, like someone pulled a plug. Sullivan's mouth opens slightly. No sound comes out. His hand holding the badge trembles, just barely. But Daniel sees it. 3 full seconds of silence. Traffic passes. A car horn sounds distant. Somewhere a bird calls. But at this curb, this moment, everything stops. Then Sullivan's jaw clenches. His face flushes. Red replaces white. Anger replaces shock. This could be fake. His voice cracks. Lots of people fake federal badges. Daniel's voice stays ice calm. Officer Sullivan, he reads the nameplate. You can call the FBI Atlanta Field Office. Badge JTF 2856. They'll verify my identity in 30 seconds. Sullivan shoves the badge case back at Daniel's chest, hard enough to hurt. I don't need to verify anything. Turn around. Hands behind your back. You're being detained for suspicion of vehicle theft and impersonating a federal officer. I'm not impersonating, I am a federal officer. You're making a mistake. Sullivan pulls handcuffs from his belt. His hands shake. Turn around, now! Daniel turns. Because escalating won't help anyone. Because this is evidence now. Because he knows exactly what happens when black men argue with police officers, badge or no badge. The handcuffs click shut. Too tight. Metal bites skin. Sullivan's breathing is rapid, panicked. The sound of a man who knows he just made a catastrophic mistake but can't stop himself. Daniel's voice stays quiet. You're violating my civil rights, on camera. He nods toward the dash cam. Sullivan leans close, whispers, Shut up. Just shut up. People are stopping. A woman in a Starbucks apron steps onto the sidewalk. A teenager pulls out his phone. Then another. Then 5 more. The moment is being recorded. Officer Derek Sullivan just handcuffed a federal agent. He saw the badge. He read Special Agent. His face went white. And he did it anyway. The dashcam timestamp reads 15:21:33. Everything that happens next becomes inevitable. The crowd builds. 3 people. Then 8. Then 15. A woman shouts from the Starbucks entrance, Hey, what's going on? A teenage boy raises his phone. Yo, they got this man in cuffs for nothing. Daniel sees the cameras, adjusts his strategy. His voice lifts, louder now, clear, every word chosen for maximum legal impact. My name is Daniel Lewis. I am a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Public Corruption Unit. Badge number JTF 2856. I am being unlawfully detained without probable cause. Sullivan spins toward him. Shut up. Daniel continues, steady. Officer Sullivan examined my federal credentials. He saw my badge. He read the designation Special Agent. And he handcuffed me anyway. I said shut up. I am documenting this detention for federal review. This officer is violating Title 18 United States Code, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. A man in the crowd shouts, He showed you his badge? Man, what are you doing? Sullivan's face reddens. This could be fake. These criminals are sophisticated. A woman with shopping bags. Call your supervisor. Just verify it. I don't take orders from civilians. Daniel keeps his voice level, authoritative. Officer Sullivan, I'm formally requesting your supervisor. I'm also requesting you call the FBI Atlanta field office. They will verify my identity in under 1 minute. Sullivan's radio crackles. Dispatch. Unit 2831, do you require backup? Sullivan's hand hovers over the radio, then pulls away. He doesn't respond. The crowd sees it. Phones capture it. The hesitation, the fear. A patrol car arrives. Lights, but no siren. A younger officer steps out. Mid-20s. Nervous eyes. Name tag reads Rodriguez. Derek, what's the situation? Sullivan's voice is tight, defensive. Suspect claims to be FBI. Car's probably stolen. Credentials might be fake. Daniel addresses Rodriguez directly. Officer Rodriguez, your partner examined my federal badge, gold shield, FBI seal, special agent designation, badge number JTF 22856. He can confirm this. Rodriguez looks at Sullivan. You saw his badge? Sullivan's trapped. The crowd is watching. The cameras are rolling. His partner is asking. Yeah, but... And? Could be fake. Sullivan's voice trails off. Rodriguez's face changes. Concern replaces confusion. Derek, maybe we should call it in. Verify through dispatch. I'm senior officer here. Stand down. A woman in the crowd is live streaming. Her voice carries. He admitted seeing the badge. This is insane. Officer saw federal ID and arrested him anyway. More phones rise. 6 cameras now. 8, 10. Daniel speaks again. Calm, clear, for the record. Everyone, please document this encounter. Remain calm, maintain distance, but document everything you're witnessing. A woman nods, holds her phone steady. Rodriguez shifts uncomfortably. Derek, seriously, if he's really FBI, I said stand down. The radio crackles again. Unit 2D831, supervisor en route to your location. ETA 2 minutes. Sullivan didn't call for a supervisor. Dispatch sent one anyway. Someone watching the camera feeds, someone who sees this going wrong. The crowd murmurs. Supervisor coming. About time. This cop is done. Daniel stands perfectly still, hands cuffed behind his back, face neutral, voice steady. He's no longer just a victim. He's a federal agent building a case. Every second of this detention is evidence. Every witness is a statement. Every camera is testimony. Sullivan paces. 3 steps toward his patrol car, 3 steps back. His hand keeps moving to his radio, hovering, then dropping. He's trapped and he knows it. If he releases Daniel now, he admits the arrest was wrong. If he doesn't release Daniel, the supervisor will do it for him. Either way, his career just ended at Peachtree and Lenox. A sedan pulls up. No lights. Unmarked. A supervisor's vehicle. Sergeant Todd Williams steps out. Mid-40s. Gray in his hair. 20 years of wear on his face. He looks at the crowd, the phones, the cuffed man standing calm and still. The 2 officers, one defiant, one uncertain. Williams walks straight to Daniel. Not to Sullivan. That's the first sign. Supervisors always go to their officers first. Always. But Williams walks to Daniel. Sir, I'm Sergeant Williams. May I see your credentials? Daniel nods toward his jacket pocket. Inside jacket, black leather case, badge and ID. Williams retrieves it carefully, opens it. His face is already tense, already knowing. The dispatcher probably briefed him. Federal agent, unlawful detention, crowd filming. Williams reads aloud, for the body cameras, for the record. Special Agent Daniel Lewis, Federal Bureau of Investigation. He pauses, reads lower. His voice drops. Public Corruption Unit, Civil Rights Division. His eyes snap up to Daniel's face, then to Sullivan. Back to Daniel, back to Sullivan. Public Corruption. The unit that investigates police departments. The unit that sends cops to federal prison. Sullivan's face goes from red to white again. Williams's voice is barely controlled. Derek, my office. What did you do? The crowd holds its breath. Phones record. The moment crystallizes. One traffic stop, one badge reading Special Agent. One officer who saw it, went white, and handcuffed the agent anyway. And now, accountability arrives. Williams pulls Sullivan aside. 10 feet from Daniel. Low voices, but the body cameras catch everything. Derek, do you know who this is? Sullivan's voice is defensive, quiet. Some guy claiming to be, This is Special Agent Daniel Lewis, FBI Public Corruption Unit. Williams' voice sharpens. He investigates police departments, our department. Silence. The badge you just looked at? The one that made your face go white? That's real. And now you've handcuffed a federal agent investigating us. Sullivan tries. I thought the car looked... He matched a description. What description, Derek? Show me the bolo. Show me the call. Show me anything that justifies this stop. Sullivan can't. There is nothing. Williams walks back to Daniel. His face is pale. Not shock about FBI. Dispatch already told him that. This is something else. This is a supervisor calculating how badly this can hurt everyone. Agent Lewis, I am deeply sorry. This is a terrible mistake. I'm going to uncuff you now. Daniel's voice stays ice calm. Sergeant, I need you to uncuff me slowly. I need your officer to step back. And I need you to understand. This is a federal matter now. Williams signals Rodriguez. Uncuff him. Rodriguez moves quickly. Apologetic. The handcuffs release. Daniel brings his hands forward, rubs his wrists. Red marks. Deep. They'll bruise. Daniel straightens his jacket, collects his badge case from Williams, checks the badge, the ID. Everything intact. He looks at Sullivan directly. Officer Sullivan, his voice quiet, but everyone hears it. You examined my federal badge. You read the words, Special Agent. I watched your face drain of color. You knew exactly who I was. Sullivan stares at the ground. And you handcuffed me anyway. That choice, that moment when you saw my credentials and chose to ignore them, that's going in a federal report, along with dashcam footage showing no traffic violation, body camera audio capturing your admission, and 6 civilian videos showing your face when you realized what you'd done. Daniel turns to Williams. Sergeant, I need the incident report number, both body camera recordings, dashcam footage, and Officer Sullivan's complete personnel file, including complaint history. Williams nods, defeated. You'll have everything by end of shift. Derek Sullivan. Williams's voice is formal now, official. You are suspended effective immediately pending internal affairs investigation and federal review. Badge and weapon. Now. Sullivan's hand trembles, removing his badge. The metal catches light. Badge 2831. He places it in Williams's palm, then his weapon. Unclips the holster, hands everything over. He doesn't look at anyone, doesn't speak, just walks to his patrol car. Alone. The crowd parts. Some people clap. Quiet. Respectful. Not celebration. Something more somber. Acknowledgement. A woman from the Starbucks approaches Daniel. Sir, are you okay? That took courage, staying calm like that. Daniel nods. Thank you for recording, all of you. Documentation matters. He walks to his Mercedes, gets in, sits for 10 seconds before starting the engine. His hands grip the steering wheel, not shaking, just holding. Processing. This is what he investigates. Pattern and practice. Civil rights violations. He's seen it in reports, complaints, statistics. Today, he lived it. Daniel drives 3 blocks, pulls into a parking lot, stops. His phone rings. FBI Atlanta field office. His supervisor, Rebecca Morgan. I'm seeing videos online. Daniel, what happened? Daniel's answer is 5 words. I need a case number. The investigation begins. The videos go viral in 4 hours. 6 different angles, 6 different phones, same moment captured. Sullivan's hand opening the badge case, his face changing, white to gray. The freeze frame spreads across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. 2.3 million views by midnight. The hashtags trend. Justice for Agent Lewis. He went white. Badge doesn't matter. The top comment has 340,000 likes. He saw the badge. The cop's face went white and he still did it. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. Comments flood in. Hundreds, then thousands. Other voices. Other stories. Sullivan stopped me last year. Same thing. I filed a complaint. Nobody listened. Same intersection, same officer, same accusation. Daniel watches from his hotel room. Takes notes. Every comment, every name, every detail. His phone doesn't stop. Calls, texts, emails. One email arrives at 8 p.m. Subject line, I can help. Sarah Bennett, investigative journalist, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Agent Lewis, I've covered APD for 3 years. Sullivan's name appears in complaints that vanish. I have documentation. We should talk. They meet the next morning. Coffee shop in Midtown, neutral ground. Sarah arrives with a laptop and 3 file folders. 12 formal complaints against Derek Sullivan in 18 months. She spreads printouts across the table. All marked unfounded or insufficient evidence. Daniel scans the documents. The pattern emerges immediately. 10 black drivers, 1 Latino, 1 white driver in a Bentley. All luxury vehicles, all in Buckhead, all accused of the same thing. Suspicious activity, vehicle doesn't match driver, doesn't fit the neighborhood. Ages range from 24 to 58. Teachers, engineers, doctors, lawyers, business owners, clean records, legal cars, legitimate lives, all dismissed as unfounded. I requested internal affairs files under Georgia Open Records. Sarah's voice is tired, frustrated. Denied. Ongoing investigation. Not anymore. Daniel's voice is quiet. Final. Now it's federal. Sarah pulls out her phone, opens an image. I have something else. Source inside the department. Sent this yesterday. She slides the phone across. Email screenshot. From dsullivan@atlantapd.gov. To J. Barnes, atlantapd.gov. Date June 3, 2024, 8:42 a.m. Subject, monthly numbers LT, need 15 more stops this month to hit quota. Summer's slow. Focusing on Buckhead luxury vehicles, high probability for citations, court revenue. Any suggestions? Reply from Lieutenant Barnes, 9:15 a.m. Do what you need to do, Sullivan. Just keep it clean. No complaints I can't dismiss. Daniel reads it twice. Quota system. Technically illegal in Georgia, Sarah says, but they call it performance standards. Federal civil rights law doesn't care what they call it. Daniel's jaw tightens. This is systematic, incentivized discrimination. Sarah opens her laptop. More documents. I pulled traffic stop data. District 5, past 18 months. Sullivan averaged 38 stops per month, highest in the district. 76% of his stops. People of color in luxury vehicles. District average is 43%. State demographics? 32% people of color. The numbers tell the story. This isn't implicit bias. This is explicit targeting. Daniel's phone buzzes. FBI tech team. We obtained CCTV from 3 businesses at the intersection. Sending files now. He opens his laptop. 3 video files load. Starbucks camera. Wide angle. Shows Daniel's Mercedes stopped at red light. No traffic violation. Light turns green. Daniel proceeds legally. Then Sullivan's lights activate. The stop is pretextual. Chase Bank ATM camera. Side angle. Captures Sullivan approaching window. The conversation. Then Sullivan taking Daniel's badge case. The moment visible. Sullivan's face clear. Color draining. 4 seconds, examining the badge, then shoving it back. CVS pharmacy camera. Shows crowd gathering. Phones rising. The arrest happening in full view. All 3 cameras. All 3 angles. All showing the same truth. Airtight, Sarah whispers. Daniel notices something else. A timestamp on Sullivan's patrol car computer, visible in the dashcam footage. OT claim logged, June 15th. Overtime? Sarah leans closer. He claimed overtime the day he arrested me. Daniel pulls up payroll records. FBI subpoena delivered them this morning. 8 hours. Reason? Court testimony preparation. Sarah's eyes narrow. But you weren't arrested. There's no court case. Exactly. They spend an hour cross-referencing. Court records, arrest records, Overtime claims. The pattern explodes. Sullivan claimed overtime 15 times in 6 months. 15 times. Court appearance 3 times. The other 12? No court. No testimony. No case requiring preparation. 12 fraudulent claims. Average 8 hours each. 96 hours at time and a half. $58 per hour. $5,568. Stolen. Is he the only one? Sarah's fingers fly across the keyboard. They expand the search. All District 5 officers. Same time period. Officer Brandon Hayes. 18 fraudulent claims. $8,323. Officer Nicole Martinez. 22 fraudulent claims. $9,845. By lunch, the list grows. 8 officers total. 231 fraudulent claims. 16 months. Total stolen. $340,892. Sarah sits back, stares at the screen. This isn't just racism. This is organized fraud. Daniel's voice is cold, clinical. Wire fraud. Each paycheck is a separate count. Federal jurisdiction. And the person approving these claims? Sarah highlights the signature line. Lieutenant Barnes. The same Barnes who emailed Sullivan, "Do what you need to do. Keep it clean." And secondary approval. Daniel's voice trails off. He sees the name. Sergeant Todd Williams, the supervisor who released him, who apologized, who called this a terrible mistake. Williams signed off on 83 fraudulent overtime claims, $56,203 worth. When Williams apologized at the scene, Sarah says quietly, he wasn't just sorry about your arrest. He was covering his own ass. Daniel closes the laptop. This is bigger than one traffic stop. If you've ever felt the system protects the wrong people, keep listening. The next piece of evidence will make you angry. Daniel calls Rebecca. We need to expand the case. It's not just civil rights. It's public corruption, wire fraud, organized theft of taxpayer money. Rebecca's voice is sharp, focused. How much money? $340,000. 8 officers. Coordinated fraud over 16 months. Silence on the line. Then, I'm calling the U.S. attorney. This just became a grand jury case. Daniel hangs up, looks at Sarah. They thought the system would protect them. Like it protected 12 complaints. Like it protected quota emails. Like it protected everything. Sarah's already writing. Her article. Front page. Tomorrow morning. Pattern of discrimination. One traffic stop unravels Atlanta PD culture of impunity. The story breaks at 6 a.m. 500,000 shares in 24 hours. The system can't hide anymore. Day 8. The union fights back. Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 23 holds a press conference. 10 a.m. Their building. 15 uniformed officers stand behind the podium. A show of force, solidarity. The thin blue line. Union President Mike Patterson speaks. Gray hair, strong jaw, voice practiced. Officer Derek Sullivan is a decorated member of our force with 6 years of exemplary service, multiple commendations. These allegations are baseless and politically motivated. Behind him, a screen lights up. Slideshow, Daniel's face. His case history. 6 police departments investigated. 4 resulted in federal charges. 23 officers convicted or pleaded guilty. Patterson's voice hardens. Agent Lewis has a documented history of targeting law enforcement. This appears to be a personal vendetta, part of a federal agenda to undermine local policing and destroy the careers of good officers doing difficult, dangerous work. A reporter shouts. But the dashcam shows no traffic violation. Body camera shows Sullivan saw the FBI badge. Witnesses say his face went... Patterson interrupts. Officer Sullivan had reasonable suspicion based on his training and experience. Federal credentials can be forged. He followed protocol by detaining the subject until verification could occur. Another reporter. But Sullivan never called for verification. He never radioed. Officer Sullivan acted appropriately under stressful circumstances. Agent Lewis is using his federal position to bully a hard-working officer. This is an abuse of power. The press conference ends. The video spreads. Fox News picks it up. Conservative talk radio. The narrative shifts. Daniel goes from victim to villain in 2 hours. City Councilman Richard Hayes tweets within minutes. FBI overreach. Local matters should stay local. Agent Lewis seems more interested in headlines than justice. Backs the blue. 45,000 retweets. The mayor's office releases a statement. Carefully neutral. Politically safe. We support both our dedicated police officers and federal oversight. The process must be fair to all parties. We have confidence in both APD and the FBI to conduct thorough investigations. Translation. We're staying out of this. Daniel's phone rings. Rebecca, his supervisor. I'm getting calls from the deputy director. Richard Hayes contacted Georgia's senators. They contacted DOJ. Everyone wants to know if this case is worth federal resources. 12 victims. Systematic violations. 340,000 in fraud. Yes, it's worth it. I agree, but Daniel, watch your back. They're going to try to discredit you. Let them try. I'm serious. They'll dig into your cases, your personal life, anything to make this about you instead of Sullivan's actions. Daniel ends the call, sits in his hotel room. The pressure is building. Day 9. He notices the car, dark sedan, tinted windows. Follows him to the coffee shop, to the FBI office, back to the hotel. 3 days in a row, same car. He runs the partial plate, comes back to a private security firm, the same firm that contracts with Atlanta PD. That night, a note slides under his hotel door. Block letters, simple, direct. Drop it, or your mother pays. We know where she lives. Daniel stares at the note. Doesn't feel fear, feels clarity. When they threaten family, you know you're close to something big. He calls his mother, arranges FBI protective detail. She refuses at first. Baby, please, it's just a traffic stop. Let it go. Mama, it's not just me anymore. There are 12 other people. More we haven't found yet. Her voice breaks. And what about you? What if they hurt you? They're trying to scare me. That means we're getting close. You sound like your father. She's crying now. And doing the right thing got him killed, baby. The words land heavy. True. Daniel's father died in the line of duty 15 years ago. Doing the right thing, standing up to corruption in his own department. He taught me, do the right thing even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. I love you, Mama. The agents will be there in an hour. Please go with them. Sarah faces pressure too. Anonymous calls, heavy breathing, hang-ups, 4 times in 2 nights. Her editor calls her in. Are you sure about this story? The union's threatening to pull all access. That's our entire police beat. They're threatening because the story is true. Just make sure everything is bulletproof. At the FBI office, Daniel's colleagues grow distant. 2 agents who used to grab coffee with him suddenly very busy, very unavailable. Conversations stop when he enters the break room. One whispers to another. Daniel hears it. Not worth the politics. Unions got pull with the mayor. I've got 12 years to pension. Daniel eats lunch alone. In his car, parking lot. The sandwich tastes like nothing. He opens a case file. Complaint number 2022-445. Walter Anderson, 52. Teacher. Stopped by Sullivan. The handwritten statement. My grandkids were in the car. They watched through the window, scared. Afterwards, my grandson asked, Papa, why do police hate us? I didn't know what to say. Outcome, unfounded. Insufficient evidence. Daniel looks at his reflection in the car window, then at Walter's photo. Both black men, both professional, both didn't fit someone's assumption. His phone buzzes. Email from Jerome Thompson, 28, software engineer, stopped by Sullivan in 2023. Agent Lewis, I found 2 more people who were stopped by Sullivan. They're ready to talk if you need them. Daniel closes his eyes, breathes. His father's voice, a memory. You can't save everyone, son, but you can save someone. And sometimes, that someone is worth everything. Daniel starts the car, drives back to the office, opens his laptop, types. Investigation expanding, request additional resources, recommend grand jury within 60 days. Hit send. No turning back. Night 10. Daniel can't sleep. The hotel ceiling fan turns, slow circles. The ice machine hums down the hall. Atlanta's ambient sound filters through thin walls, sirens, traffic, the city that never quite goes quiet. His phone rings, 11:47 p.m. Mama. She never calls this late. Mama, you okay? She's crying. Baby, they came to the house. Daniel sits up. Who came? The protection detail? No. Before them. 2 men. Said they were reporters. Asked about you. Asked if I was proud of my son attacking police officers who keep us safe. His blood runs cold. What did they look like? White, both of them. One was older, gray hair, the other younger. One of them looked at the house number, wrote it down. Then he smiled at me. It wasn't... Her voice breaks. It wasn't a friendly smile, baby. Mama, the agents are coming. Pack a bag. You're going somewhere safe. No! Her voice rises, sharp, desperate. No more of this, Daniel. It's just a traffic stop, a misunderstanding. Let it go. Mama, he put his hands on you. I know. I saw the video. It made me sick. But you're alive, baby. You're safe. Please. I can't lose you, like I lost your father. Silence stretches between them, heavy, painful. Mama, it's not just me. There are 12 other people this officer did this to, probably more. People who complained and got ignored. And what about your life? Your job? What if they hurt you? What if... She can't finish. Sobs replace words. I can't let them win by being scared. You sound exactly like your daddy. Her voice is barely a whisper. And it got him killed, baby. Doing the right thing got him killed. Daniel has no answer to that. The truth sits between them. Undeniable. I love you, Mama. I love you too. Please be careful. The call ends. Daniel stares at his phone in the dark room. Tears on his face he didn't know were there. Morning comes. FBI Atlanta field office. Daniel walks the hallway. Conversations stop. Eyes avoid his. The cold shoulder isn't subtle anymore. Break room. 3 agents talking. Daniel enters. Silence drops like a curtain. One agent whispers to another. Thinks Daniel can't hear. Not worth it. I got kids. Pension in 12 years. Can't afford to be associated if this goes sideways. The other nods. They leave. Coffee cups abandoned. Daniel pours coffee. Black. The pot is empty now. He doesn't refill it. Just stands there. Holding the cup. Alone. Email from Rebecca. Subject. Deputy Director request. Progress report needed by close of business. Make it bulletproof. Pressure from top is intense. Not how are you holding up. Not we support you. Just make it bulletproof. Lunch. Daniel sits in his car, parking lot, unwraps a sandwich, takes one bite. It tastes like cardboard. He sets it down, listens to Coltrane. Blue Train, the same song from the day of the stop. The saxophone feels different now, melancholy instead of cool. He looks at the files on his passenger seat. 12 complaints, all dismissed. 12 people told their pain didn't matter. Daniel thought fighting for justice would feel righteous. Instead, it feels lonely. But what happens next proves one person is never truly alone. He opens complaint, 2022 to 445. Walter Anderson again. The teacher, the grandfather, the handwritten statement about his 8-year-old grandson asking why police hate them. Outcome, unfounded. Daniel sees his own reflection in the window. Then Walter's photo attached to the file. The same dismissal, the same assumptions, the same system saying, "You don't matter." A text message arrives. Sarah. 3 more people contacted me today. Same officer, same location, same story. They've been waiting for someone to listen. Another email. Jerome Thompson. Agent Lewis, 2 more from my network were stopped by Sullivan. Ready to talk. Daniel closes his eyes, breathes deep, starts the car, drives back to the office, opens his laptop, starts typing. The fight continues. FBI conference room. 2 p.m., day 11. Daniel enters, stops. 6 people wait. Different ages, different backgrounds, same story. Sarah stands with them. Agent Lewis, they wanted to meet you. Walter Anderson steps forward first. 52, gray at his temples, teacher's gentle voice. Agent Lewis, we saw your video. The one where Sullivan's face went white, but he arrested you anyway. We thought we were the only ones. Jerome Thompson next. 28, software engineer, confident, angry. Sullivan stopped me last year, July 2023. Same intersection. Said my Tesla was too expensive for someone like me. Made me wait an hour, searched my car, found nothing. Told me, be more careful. Patricia Wilson, 41, physician, ER doctor, still in scrubs. He stopped me twice. 6 months apart. This doesn't look like your car. It's a BMW. I bought it. I have the title. The second time, he made me stand on the roadside 40 minutes. I had patients waiting. Each person speaks. 3 minutes. 4. Their stories layer. Build. Brandon Davis, 35. Attorney. Stopped in an Audi. Accused of drug trafficking. No evidence. Angela Hayes, 29. Marketing executive. Stopped in a Porsche. Sullivan. Where'd you steal this from, sweetheart? Gregory Miller, 58. Retired military. Colonel. Stopped in a Mercedes G-Wagon. Sullivan didn't believe his military ID was real. Same pattern, same intersection, same baseless accusations, same lengthy detentions. All filed complaints, all marked unfounded. Daniel listens, takes notes, sees his experience multiplied by 6, by 12, by however many people stayed silent. Sarah speaks quietly. There are more. These 6 came forward first. I have emails from 9 others. Same officer, same pattern. Walter's voice is soft but firm. We stayed quiet because, what's the point? We filed reports, got dismissed. The system protects them, not us. Daniel stands. Not this time. This is federal jurisdiction. Your voices matter. Your stories are evidence. Patricia's voice sharpens. But they'll attack us. The union will say we're lying, coordinating, making it up. Let them try. Daniel's voice is steel wrapped in calm. I have dashcam showing no violation. Body camera showing Sullivan admitting he saw my badge. 6 civilian videos showing his face draining white. And now I have 6 more victims with receipts, dates, times, witnesses. This isn't he said, she said anymore. This is pattern and practice. The group agrees. Sworn affidavits. Testimony, if needed. Going on record. Gregory speaks. Military bearing, authority. This won't be easy. They'll dig into our lives, our finances, our histories, looking for anything to discredit us. Walter nods. My grandson is 8 years old. After Sullivan stopped me, he asked why police hate us. If testifying helps answer that question, his voice catches. I'll do it. The room goes quiet. That statement lands deeper than arguments or statistics. After they leave, a knock. The door opens. Captain James Morris, Internal Affairs, 52, gray hair, tired eyes, 27 years wearing the badge. Agent Lewis, I need to speak with you, privately. They move to a smaller office. Door closed. Morris sits, rubs his face. I've been IA for 7 years. 7 years of investigating complaints, recommending discipline, watching it all disappear. Why come forward now? Morris looks up. Because I saw that video. You, hands cuffed, face calm. Sullivan's face when he looked at your badge. He knew. And he did it anyway. He pauses. I thought, what if that was my son? My son's black. 23. Drives a nice car because he works hard. What if Sullivan stops him next? What if I spent 7 years enabling the officer who hurts my own kid? I can't do this anymore. I can't look in the mirror. Morris brings a box. Banker's box. Heavy. 3 years of paper. 3 years of internal affairs investigations. Suppressed. Buried. Lost. He opens it. Shows Daniel. 23 excessive force complaints. 8 officers, including Sullivan. 41 racial profiling complaints. District 5 alone. 5 evidence tampering cases. 12 false reporting incidents. All marked unfounded. Training issue. Officer acted within policy. Why weren't these forwarded to DOJ? Morris's voice is flat. Defeated. Chief Davis blocked it. Every time. Said we handle our own. Meant we bury our own. I recommended discipline in 31 cases. Suspensions, terminations, retraining. Union filed grievances on all 31. Command caved on all 31. Reports got lost. Digital files corrupted. Paper trails vanished. You could lose your pension for this. 27 years. Morris's hand trembles slightly, placing documents on the desk. I'm 52. Pension vests in 3 years. But I have to sleep at night. And I can't anymore. Not knowing I'm part of the problem. They shake hands. Morris's grip is firm despite the tremor. Just make it count. Make these files mean something. Daniel looks at the box. 140 pages of suppressed truth. Captain Morris, this isn't burning your career. This is saving it. The actual career. The one you signed up for. That evening, Ebenezer Baptist Church, 7 p.m. 200 people attend. Community Town Hall. Justice for all victims. Daniel sits in back. FBI protocol. Can't speak during active investigation. But he listens. Walter speaks from the pulpit. I'm a teacher. I teach kids about civil rights history. Brown versus Board, Selma, Dr. King. I didn't think I'd live it. I didn't think in 2024 I'd be stopped for driving while successful. His voice breaks. The congregation responds. Amen. Tell it. We see you. Patricia next. I save lives. ER physician. I've held dying patients' hands. A cop made me stand on the street like a criminal because my car was too nice. The system said, Unfounded. But my dignity? Still bruised. Applause. Tears. Solidarity. Reverend Angela Brooks takes the pulpit, voice like thunder and grace. We demand mandatory body cameras, no discretion, civilian oversight with subpoena power, ban on quotas, and accountability, real accountability, for Officer Sullivan and every officer who thinks a badge is a license to discriminate. The crowd rises. Applause becomes affirmation. Daniel watches. 200 voices. One demand. The system has to answer now. Sarah can't sleep. 1:30 a.m., her home office, laptop glow in the dark. She keeps thinking about Sullivan's overtime claim. The day he arrested Daniel. 8 hours for court preparation. No court case. She opens Excel, pulls Sullivan's overtime records. 18 months. FOIA request delivered them yesterday. Column A, dates claimed. Column B, reason given. Column C, cross-reference with court dockets. The pattern emerges immediately. Glaring. Impossible to miss. Sullivan claimed overtime for court testimony 15 times. Court records show 3 actual appearances. 12 claims. No court, no testimony, no case. Each false claim, 6 to 10 hours. Time and a half. $58 per hour. 12 claims times 8 hours average. 96 hours. $5,568. Stolen. Sarah's hands move faster. If Sullivan's doing it, who else? She expands the search. All District 5 officers. Same period. 2:15 a.m. The spreadsheet explodes. Officer Brandon Hayes. 18 fraudulent claims. $8,323. Officer Nicole Martinez. 22 fraudulent claims. $9,845. Officer Kyle Stevens. 16 fraudulent claims. $7,234. She keeps finding more. The numbers climb. 3 a.m., final count, 8 officers, 16 months, 231 fraudulent overtime claims. Total, $340,892, taxpayer money. Stolen while they profiled citizens. Sarah calls Daniel, 3:17 a.m. You need to see this, now. I don't care it's 3 a.m. This changes everything. 24-hour diner, 4 a.m. Coffee and adrenaline. Sarah spreads printouts across the table. Court records, payroll data, spreadsheet analysis. Daniel scans the numbers, sees the coordination. Look at the dates. They're claiming overtime on the same days, different shifts, different reasons, all fake. Sarah points. All approved by Lieutenant Barnes. Barnes, the supervisor who emailed Sullivan, do what you need to do, keep it clean. And secondary approval. Sarah highlights another column. Daniel sees the name. Freezes. Sergeant Todd Williams, the supervisor who released him, who apologized, who called it a terrible mistake. Williams signed 83 fraudulent claims, $56,203. So when Williams apologized at the scene, he wasn't just sorry about the arrest. Sarah's voice is flat. He was covering his ass. He's dirty too. Daniel leans back, processes. This isn't just racist policing. This is organized fraud. 8 officers, 2 supervisors, $340,000 stolen from taxpayers. Federal wire fraud, Sarah adds. Each paycheck is a separate count. That's dozens of felony counts. And it gives us leverage. Daniel's voice sharpens. Union can defend racism as needing bias training. They can't defend theft. Daniel calls Rebecca. 4:30 a.m. Daniel, it's overtime fraud. 8 officers, $340,892, coordinated, supervised, 16 months. Rebecca's voice goes sharp. Awake. Wire fraud. Multiple predicate offenses. RICO applies. This is an enterprise using police positions to commit crimes. Silence. Then, You're saying Atlanta PD District 5 is a criminal organization? I'm saying 8 officers and 2 supervisors systematically defrauded taxpayers while violating citizens' civil rights. They used their badges to steal. That's the definition of public corruption. Send everything. I'm calling the U.S. Attorney at 8 a.m. This just became a grand jury case. How long? 2 weeks. Maybe less. This is big, Daniel. Bigger than one traffic stop. Daniel looks at Sarah across the diner table. Dawn light starting through the windows. Good. Because it was never about one traffic stop. Within 48 hours, federal prosecutors review 340 pages of evidence. Within 2 weeks, a grand jury convenes. Secret. Secure. Within 3 weeks, sealed indictments are prepared. And Derek Sullivan, who stopped Daniel Lewis for driving while black, whose face went white when he saw special agent, who handcuffed a federal agent anyway, will face something he never expected. Accountability. Real accountability. Federal accountability. The kind you can't dismiss as unfounded. U.S. District Court. Northern District of Georgia. 2 months after the traffic stop. Press conference. 10 a.m. U.S. Attorney Rachel Green at the podium. Federal seal behind her. Cameras everywhere. Screens light up on either side. 8 faces. 8 officers in uniform. Dignified photos turned into mugshots to be. Green's voice is measured. Authoritative. Every word chosen for maximum legal impact. Today, a federal grand jury has returned indictments against 8 members of the Atlanta Metro Police Department and 2 supervisors. The charges scroll as she reads. Derek Sullivan, 6 counts. Deprivation of rights under color of law. 12 counts, wire fraud. Lieutenant Barnes, 8 counts conspiracy. 15 counts wire fraud. 3 counts obstruction. Sergeant Williams, 4 counts conspiracy. 11 counts wire fraud, 5 other officers, various counts totaling 52 charges. Total, 73 federal counts. These officers systematically violated the constitutional rights of citizens while simultaneously defrauding the city of Atlanta of $340,892 in fraudulent overtime payments. Media erupts. Cameras flash. Reporters shout questions. Green's voice cuts through. The evidence shows a pattern and practice of racial profiling targeting affluent Black and Latino drivers. The evidence also shows coordinated fraud spanning 16 months. No one is above the law. A badge is not a license to discriminate. It is not permission to steal. These defendants will face justice. A reporter shouts, "What about the traffic stop that started this?" Green's eyes sharpen. Officer Sullivan examined Special Agent Daniel Lewis's federal credentials on June 15th. Multiple cameras captured Sullivan's reaction when he saw the designation Special Agent. His face visibly changed. He understood who he was detaining, and he proceeded with the arrest anyway. That moment demonstrates the willful nature of these violations. Daniel watches from the back of the press room, Sarah beside him, quiet. Observing. Green doesn't name him, doesn't need to. Everyone knows. This investigation began with one person who refused to accept injustice. It expanded because victims found their voices, justice delayed but not denied. That morning, Sullivan's arrest, 6 a.m., coordinated, FBI agents at his door. Not Daniel, conflict of interest, but the team Daniel works with. Derek Sullivan, we have a warrant for your arrest. The perp walk happens at Peachtree and Lenox. Symbolic, intentional. The intersection where Sullivan stopped Daniel. Sullivan in handcuffs. The same metal that bit Daniel's wrists. News cameras everywhere. The image spreads. Officer who went white seeing federal badge now faces federal charges. Justice isn't always poetic, but sometimes it rhymes. Bail hearing, afternoon, $50,000. GPS monitoring, surrender badge, weapon, passport. Sullivan's attorney. My client maintains his innocence. These charges are politically motivated. Reporter outside courthouse. Sullivan faces up to 15 years on civil rights charges alone. Additional time for fraud. Atlanta City Hall. Same afternoon. Chief Harold Davis announces retirement. Immediate. 32 years of service ending in disgrace. The mayor interrupts his prepared statement. We're also announcing the city of Atlanta is entering a consent decree with the Department of Justice. Reforms announced publicly. Mandatory body cameras. Civilian oversight board with subpoena power. Ban on traffic stop quotas. Quarterly bias training. Early warning system for complaints. External federal monitor for 5 years. City Council votes 12-3. Consent decree approved. Reverend Brooks releases a statement. This is just the beginning. Indictments are justice, but real change is policy. We'll be watching. Walter Anderson calls Daniel. Thank you. I can tell my grandson the system can work. It's slow, it's hard, but it can work. Daniel doesn't feel triumphant. He feels tired, relieved, hopeful. The system bent. It groaned. It resisted. But it didn't break. Same Mercedes. Same highway. Same Coltrane song. But everything is different. Daniel drives I-85 south into Atlanta. No tension in his shoulders. No checking mirrors obsessively. No fear. He passes Peachtree and Lenox. The intersection looks different now. Flowers on the corner. Community memorial. Small sign. Justice Corner. June 15th, 2024. Accountability 1. Daniel smiles. Small. Private. His phone rings. Mama. Baby, you almost here? Yes, Mama, 20 minutes. This time, 20 minutes is just 20 minutes. No drama, no fear, just family. 6 months of change. Sullivan awaits trial. April 2025. Plea deal offered. 15 years reduced to 8. Rejected. Going to trial. 6 other officers pleaded guilty. Sentences: 18 months to 4 years federal prison. Lieutenant Barnes, 6 years, no badge, no pension. Sergeant Williams, cooperating witness, 2 to 3 years expected. New police chief, Tamara Johnson, former FBI, first black woman to lead Atlanta PD. Body camera compliance, 98%, up from 62. Civilian Oversight Board, operational. 12 cases investigated. 3 officers disciplined. Traffic stops in District 5, down 34%. Complaints, down 61%. Real improvement. Imperfect, but real. Daniel arrives at his mother's house. Front porch. Sweet tea waiting. She hands him the glass, sits beside him. I'm proud of you, baby. Scared, but proud. Me too, Mama. On both counts. The badge doesn't prove who you are. It proves who you're supposed to be. Sullivan's face went white when he saw Special Agent. He knew, and he chose wrong. But the system, slowly, painfully, chose right. Justice isn't a moment. It's a process. It starts with one person saying, "Not today." It continues with others finding their voices. And it succeeds when institutions decide accountability isn't optional. 6 months later, Daniel drives through Atlanta without fear. That's not heroism. That's citizenship. If this story made you believe accountability can win, share it. If you've ever been treated unfairly by someone with power, know this: you're not alone. Your voice matters. Like this video, if you believe no one, not even those wearing badges, stands above the law. Subscribe for stories about justice restored, slow but certain. And comment, do you believe systems can change? Your answer matters, because sometimes belief is the first step toward creating change. The badge doesn't make you powerful. Accountability does.